Okay, I hate to say it, but that's kinda hot. Hello, and welcome to days 2 and 3 of Where the Spotlight Lingers. This is a horror Jester dating sim in which you play as an acrobat who has caught the attention of the circus's contortionist, Flo. However, the closer you two get, it becomes apparent that something is very, very wrong. What exactly is Flo, and what is going on with the mysterious ringmaster? Also, before we begin, day 3 is still in early access. However, the developer Virus AP has very kindly given me permission to create a video on this, so make sure we thank them in the comments below as well. Alright, let's go. You stay there for a long time, until you finally get up and get back to your caravan. What is Flo? What does he know? He has so many questions right now, but no one can answer them. It takes a while, but sleep finally comes to you. You still feel fatigued the next day, but at least you can think clearly again. There are many things you have questions about, but thinking about everything at once will drive you insane. So you make a mental note and keep them there. Besides, you have work to do. Questioning and looking into things you shouldn't can come later. Once you are certain you won't end up like Iris. You get out of your caravan and trudge towards the tents. You and Francis are going to practice a duet tomorrow. You remember Iris's routine pretty well, but you have no idea how to make it perfect. What you saw Iris do was already pretty much perfect, even if a little rough around the edges, but that's why you're practicing. However, there is no way that you can replicate what she was trying to do for her solo part. You stop in your tracks. You realize how little you know about her. Maybe working with Francis will help you discover a little bit more about her and what was going through her mind. She is the key to this whole mess. You dread the thought of trying to go to the infirmary tent. You are not sure what you are going to find there. It's something you'll have to do eventually, but not right now. You don't think you can stay sane. So the best solution for now is trying to figure out what Iris is talking about, and why nobody is saying her name. When you find Francis, she's talking with some assistants. Even if the performance is going to have you two as the main two stars, their work is so important. You're never truly alone on the stage. That is something you appreciate about them and what you used to do as a helper. That is why Flo's performance yesterday felt odd. Hey, are you okay now? You looked like a zombie yesterday. Yeah, don't worry, I'm fine now, we can start. You practice for a couple of hours. The general routine is okay, but something is missing. Probably the part Iris wanted to do on her own, or maybe her vision for the whole performance. Without her, it just doesn't feel right. You can see it even on Francis's face. Something is wrong for her too. Don't you feel like there's an important part missing? Yeah. Did she tell you anything about the performance? I guess we have to improvise and add our own thing. Ugh. What? She sits down, hugging her knees with a tired expression. I'm not good at this. Planning performances and routines is something she always does for the both of us. I'm a mess without her. She looks around nervously. You two are alone for now. Don't say that to the ringmaster. If he knew how useless I am, it'd be over for me. Bye-bye to this job and good luck finding something in this field. You understand the pain. It took you so long to get your old job as an assistant. Getting an actual central role was pure luck because Iris... A shiver ran down your spine. Now is not the time to think about that. This is a golden opportunity to ask Francis about her. Have you always worked with Iris? Not really. She was on that putting a good word with me for the ringmaster. She was already working here before me, but stopped for a while because she hurt her leg. So this is the second time. I just hope it's not the left one again. That would explain why you never saw her. You must have joined while she was recovering, and why she talked in a very different way about the ringmaster to Francis. Was she always a... You don't have time to ask anything. The sound of familiar heavy steps makes you freeze. The ringmaster is now inside the tent. Screw the ringmaster, I hate that guy. He's bold. You wish the following days were as easy as the first one. For some reason, the ringmaster had started obsessing over your performance. He made Francis work for hours and hours, repeating parts over and over again, even when everyone else had left. But you... It was so much worse. You don't even know what you did wrong, but he didn't let you stop for 5 minutes. Repeating Iris's part over and over and over and over. Over and over and over and over and over. You don't even know the last time you actually spoke to Francis. All you could hear was the ringmaster's voice. Was she actually in the tent with you? Everything felt so weird and blurry. Where is Flo? Drip, drop, drip. Drops of liquid hit the floor. Oh god. One by one. You can feel your heartbeat in your own head. The accelerated pulse fills your mind. Your head feels like it's about to explode. Drip, drop. Your eyes focus on the liquid. It's dense, it's wrong. It's blood. You feel like you're going to throw up, but your throat closes up. It's getting harder to breathe. Your heart beats faster and your head hurts more and more. There is nothing on the floor. A cold shiver runs down your spine. You are sweating. Drip, drop, drip. You have to look up. Your vision blurs. Your head feels like it's about to explode. You have to look up. You gasp, finally doing so. There is nothing there. I better not get jump scared, right? Oh, actually, wait, hang on. Oh, I don't mean to be that person, but Iris looks kind of pretty. What are you scared of? Me? The ringmaster? Are you scared of dying? No, you are scared of death. Yeah, You were scared of my broken limbs. My guts on the floor, my head split open, my neck twisted behind my back. Have you been trying to run away from these thoughts? Shut up. This is just a dream. None of this is real. You were hoping that working will make that image, that sound disappear, don't you? It won't go away. Just because you are busy, it doesn't mean it'll go away. It will just get worse and worse until you break. And we both know what happens when something breaks. He breaks you. He will kill you. You know it's him. You are next. You are not perfect. You will die. Vernon, shut up. You wake up drenched in sweat. Another nightmare. You've been having them more and more often. You can't run away from this, you know it. You have to make this stop. The next morning you move fast. You hear some people trying to greet you, but you ignore them. You're not surprised to find the ringmaster scolding Francis in the main tent. Enough is enough. He terrifies you, but you are not spineless. And it seems you are the only one who dares to even watch the scene. Ringmaster! Your voice echoes in the whole tent. Everyone turns to look at you. Well, he just moves his eyes in your direction. Oh, I am so Dunyan Rings. Francis's face is a mixture of tiredness and gratitude. Don't worry, Francis, I'm here for you. At least for you. Don't you think it's a little too early for such a tone of voice? Shut up. Excuse me? You've been tormenting us for the last couple of days with no moment to rest. You step in front of Francis. The ringmaster is just a meter away from you. Thank you. Her voice is barely a whisper. So we are taking the day off, so you can calm down. And who decided that? I did. He takes a step towards you. He truly sends shivers down your spine with barely a movement. What are you scared of? A headache again? I just did. Look at her. You know what she looks like? She looks like Iris right now. He doesn't say a word. He just looks at you like you're an annoyance. Are you kidding me? Who do you think I am? Well, you wanna play this game? Then let's play. We both know what happened to her. And I'm pretty sure you don't want that to happen again. You finally get a reaction from him. Oh, interesting. The wrong one. You said too much. And he understood. He knows you know. He will kill you. He grabs you by the shoulder. You will die, Vernon. Oh no, I'm so scared. His face is too close to you. His voice sounds heavy, like a rock that just hit you on the chest. You can't breathe. Okay, I hate to say it, but that's kinda hot. What? Do you? No, Vernon. His blue eyes stare at you and you can't move at all. Why are there so many? Your body doesn't respond to you. The headache pulsing in your head stronger than ever. You feel dizzy. Everything is spinning. Your body doesn't respond. You are terrified. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Enough. You see a hand grab the one the ringmaster was keeping on your shoulder. His eyes stop looking at you and you feel like you can breathe again. You step back next to Francis. You're both full of fear. When am I going to be full of something else? Flo? She saw that too, right? What the hell was that? Your eyes focus again on what is actually happening in front of you. Oh my god. Flo is grabbing the ringmaster's wrist and looking at him straight in the eyes. You don't know who you're more scared of right now. I think you're forgetting your role, Flora. I am the ringmaster, and I think you're forgetting yours. Master, you better remember your promise and your role. You're forgetting them a little too often lately, so calm down, or I'll make a scene. And we both know that is something you don't want to happen. The only ones that seem to understand what Flo said are you and the ringmaster. Everyone else seems so confused right now. You fake a confused look. Maybe it's all the better if he doesn't know that you understand Italian. Flo releases the other's wrist, and the ringmaster regains composure, clearing his throat. Very well. I'm truly sorry for my behavior. It has been a very stressful week, but you two can take the day off. You deserve it. After that, he walks out of the tent. You smile towards Francis. See you at the caravans. I'll be there soon. She nods and you walk towards Flo. He looks at you worried, but also like he wants to disappear too. The last time you saw each other, it was pretty intense. And now this. You missed him. Hey, thank you. He doesn't look you in the eyes, he just nods. About last time, Flo, you thought a lot about what happened that night. He literally ran away from you. You didn't really mind the grey skin. It was pretty clear that Flo is not human. But grey skin, come on, it could be so much weirder. Tentacles maybe would have made you jump. Maybe. Not really. Really? Really, you just froze for a second because you were surprised. Flo has shown you only kindness and affection. And he literally saved your life right now. Maybe he even saved it back then when Iris died. Is he embarrassed? Shy? Nervous? You sigh. I'm gonna go out for a while with Francis. If you want, you can join us. I would like to talk about what happened. Okay? He nods meekly. You guess this is enough. You would have loved to give him a kiss on the side of the mask, but he's way too tall for you to even attempt doing so. You get out of the tent and go back to your caravan. It's not really your caravan, you do share it with others. But the only times you really see them is in the early morning or when you go back to sleep. Do you even know who you're sharing your space with? You shake your head, trying not to think about it. You change your clothes and wear something normal for once. You don't even remember the last time you wore casual clothes. When you get out, you search for Frances and find her in much more comfortable clothes and a tired smile. Let's get out of here and grab a coffee. I need us to survive right now. Okay, let's go. The circus tents are put up in the suburban area of the city, but thankfully shops are not that far away. After 10 minutes, you find a nice and quiet little cafe and collapse on the chairs after ordering. What do you order? Something to eat. You've never been too fond of sweet things, so you order a sandwich. All the other options are muffins, pastries, and cakes. Nope. Talking about cake, Frances got an espresso coffee and a piece of cake. Some peace, finally. She takes a bite of the cake. You've never seen her so happy. Over the last couple of days, you really started to appreciate her company. She's loud and extra, but very sweet. She doesn't deserve whatever screwed up mess is happening in the circus. You consume your order in accompanying silence. It's time to talk about this now that the ringmaster is not nearby. Frances, did you manage to go see Iris? She looks surprised at your question like she never thought about it. Oh, I think I did. She looked okay. You think? I don't know, I've been under so much stress, I don't remember really. The ringmaster didn't leave me alone for 2 seconds. I've been having terrible headaches. She stops confused and just stares at you. You can't really read her expression, so you keep talking. Frances, what is your friend's name? She laughs, nervous. Are you sure you're okay? I just said... Frances, over the last couple of days, I haven't heard you or anyone at all say her name. Since the incident, I've only been the one saying her name. Her confused expression slowly changes into a more scared one. Frances, what is her name? Her name's, This is not normal, you were right. Is he responsible for it? But how? Her name. She looks terrified. She starts looking around like that could help her find an answer. God, as if death wasn't enough, but like full erasure is terrifying. She suddenly brings her hand to her head. The headaches, of course. Her name is Iris, Frances. Repeat it to me. I can't. I don't know why. There's something wrong with her. Did you look like that back in the tent too? You have to press her. This is your chance. You can't let it go. I'm so sorry, Frances. You never visited Iris. None of us have seen her at all these days. No one is saying her name. Everyone just calls her Injured Girl. Stop it, please. Not until you manage to say her name. She was your friend. She starts to cry and you shut up immediately. You just look at her. You feel a little bit guilty, but this was the only idea you had to try and break whatever spell the ringmaster put on everyone. You don't know much, but it's obvious that he's behind this, at least. When it comes to these headaches, the confrontation at the tent just confirmed it. Why can't I remember her name? We spent 4 years together and I can't remember her freaking name. What is happening, Van? Iris. You hear a familiar voice and a hand pats Frances' shoulder. Her name was Iris. Iris. Her voice is barely a whisper and she has a blank expression on her face. You look at the tall man in front of the table. Flora. I managed to come. No, yet you haven't. Frances gets up. Her eyes are looking at nothing in particular, still full of tears, but she's not crying anymore. It's like she just woke up from a horrible nightmare. I need to go. Thank you for today, both of you. You try and stop her, but she's faster. In no time, she's out of the cafe. You stare at the door for minutes before finding the courage to look at Flo. He sits down in front of you in the meantime. Hey there. Hey. Her silence stretches out a little bit more. At least he's not running away or hiding this time. Why did you disappear these few days? You whisper, trying to look him in the eyes. He's still wearing the mask under the hoodie. I was trying to make you forget me. It usually works, but not this time. You saw too much. You think back at the first time you talked to him. He said something similar back then too. Is it one of his weird supernatural powers? Can you try not to do that? I would very much like to remember you. Aren't you scared of me? He's looking down at the table. He can't keep eye contact at all. You keep doing that. Stop assuming how I feel. But how do you actually feel towards him? It's not fear. Honey? I was just surprised. You do find him cute. The way he holds your hands. The way he holds you. The way he makes you feel special like no one else is prettier than you. Do you have a crush on him? You blush a little bit, not the time. You get closer, enough to make Flo hear what you're saying. You look around and no one is nearby. You are not human. No, I'm not. Confirmation and clear answer, how rare. What are you? Complicated. Never mind. Worse than whatever is happening in the circus. Come on. He sighs and gets up from his seat. Not here. Fair enough. A public cafe is not an ideal place to talk about supernatural stuff. You get up to and go to pay for yours and Frances' orders. It's the least you can do for her. You get out on the street and go into a nearby alley. It's far away from the road not to be seen and you have a good cover from the closest windows. So, I'm in the circus. You look at him very, very confused. I told you it would be complicated. When a place is full of emotions, it may happen that something forms from it. Something magical. Supernatural, not human. I am that kind of creature. Oh, like similar to a tulpa. I'm the incarnation of a circus. The sunflower circus. Every part of it is me. Me immediately running back to the sunflower circus and vigorously rubbing the carnival tents. If something breaks, I get hurt. If people laugh, I'm happy. Does the ring... Don't say his name. I wasn't joking about not mentioning him. You figured it out a couple of days ago. This just confirms it. So does he know? Yes, we have a pact. It must be the one he mentioned earlier in the tent. But now that you're talking about the ringmaster, he looks so small. He clearly doesn't want to talk about it, but he's trying to make you understand with the best of his abilities. He keeps the circus running, and I let him use me. A dreadful shiver runs down your spine. What does that mean? What do you mean? He can control me in the circus. All the things inside of it. I was decaying and I needed someone who could make me work again. He has full control of me to manage me the best. That is a dangerous amount of power to give someone. You feel sick. What I didn't think he could do was controlling those who work for me. Of course, you are part of the main troupe now. You are part of the circus too. That's why you couldn't move your body. That's why everyone's memories are confused. He can just play with them however he wants. He manages everyone like objects. Objects? Is that also why there was no safety net under Iris? He killed her. Are you okay? His voice makes you snap back to reality. I should be the one asking you that. You grab Flo's hand with both of yours. You're trembling. You don't know if it's fear, disgust, or anger. Circus is your body, and you're just letting him do that. For how much I hate him, he has kept his part of the pact. I'm alive. It didn't seem like that from what you were saying in the tent this morning. He doesn't say anything. Now this is pissing you off. Do you realize what he's doing with you? Yeah. Wait. You do. You take a step back and leave his hand. Did you know about Iris? Yes. He grabs your hands back, stopping you from getting further away from him. All I could do was stop him from seeing you. I closed the tent. You saw enough. Oh, and now the ringmaster knows you saw it. He will kill you. Shit. I would not let him hurt you. He must have saw your expression. That doesn't help at all. You couldn't stop him from killing Iris. It's true, even if it hurts to say it. I already saved her once. I didn't think I saw you and then everything happened so fast. She wasn't broken. I don't know why, but you were right. I can't protect you from me. Go away. It's the same thing I said to Iris. What is he even saying? You can't just run away like that. What about Francis? What about the other acrobats? What about him? The only people who see the true nature of the circus remember me. If you go away, you won't have to worry about me. You'll slowly forget me. Forget me. Werner, shut up. What are you scared of? Just shut up. Don't you dare try and throw me away like that. Don't you dare. Don't you dare ever say that again. What would that solve? Why do you keep thinking about how I feel? How do you think I would feel leaving you and Francis here? How do you think I feel after seeing Iris die? Last time I checked, I still had a backbone. I'm absolutely terrified of all this. But you know what I'm not scared of? You. So don't even try and send me away to freaking forget you. You big stupid idiot. Flo stares at you speechless. You can feel tears running down your cheeks. You didn't realize you'd started crying from anger. A sad laugh echoes in the alley. I tried. You cleaned your face with the hem of your sleeve. And you failed. You were stuck with me. At least you've stopped trembling. We can find a solution. Maybe there is something in Iris's caravan or the master's tent, but we'll get out of this mess together. Okay? He just nods, looking at the ground. Hey, what is it? I must look like a freaking moron right now. No, you don't. When he took control of my body and I couldn't move at all, I felt like I could puke. It felt so wrong. I felt so sick. That sensation was the only thing on my mind, but then I thought about how Francis must have felt, how Iris must have felt on the trapeze, how you feel every time he does that. And someone has to do it for those who are still scared. The one trembling this time is Flo. His hands are shaking, so you trace little circles on them like he did with you days ago. You hear him sob, but the master doesn't let anyone see his emotions. Instinctively, one of your hands goes towards his face and he jumps. You whisper sorry, but he shakes his hand. You surprised me. You know, long ago I didn't look like this. But when he started to change things, I changed too, and now I must cover up. But I'm tired of hiding. He leans towards your touch, placing his cheek against your hand. Oh, he looks so cute. The surface of the mask is cold to the touch like his skin. He's now staring at you. Is he asking you to? You place your fingers under the smooth surface and lift the mask. Aww. You know what? I don't care if it's a void. He's cute and his heart is adorable. All you can see are two black eyes staring at you. It's just a void. It's just darkness. There is nothing but eyes. Your fingers try to brush against the nothingness, but they don't stop. I see this as an absolute win. Does that mean Flo and I can go shopping and we can store things in his face? They go deeper. The inside is wet and warm. Oh, like a summer Hikaru died situation? What are you even touching right now? That's my mouth. Sorry. He chuckles softly as you remove your hand. It's weird, but not scary. You grab his hoodie and get him closer to you. He always has such interesting and dangerous ideas. Am I gonna die if I do it? No, but... Then shut up. I like you and I like being close to you. You hear a soft gasp from Flo at your words, and then your lips touch the void. It's weird and a little bit hot. It's like you're kissing water. No, maybe honey is a better comparison. Warm honey. When you stop to look at Flo, you realize how difficult it is to read his expression even without the mask. Aww, I shouldn't be ornery, but he's so cute. Until you see faintly where his face should be. Something that looks like teeth forming a smile. It's a little bit unsettling. At least it's an expression. Sort of. More. Kiss me more. His hands cup your face and you giggle as you let him pull you back into a kiss. Oh, wait, that's actually so cute. He's cute in a pathetic sort of way. You guess no one has ever given him any sort of affection. He gives you a lot of short kisses until he stops to stare at you in the eyes. And it's back to unsettling. For some reason, it feels like many more eyes are staring at you. And you feel something trying to get into your mouth. Whoa, warm and wet. Is it his tongue? He has a tongue? No. It's not tongue-shaped. What the hell? It has no shape. It freaks you out a little bit, but it feels good. Too good. Your head feels light. You put your hands on his chest and slightly push him away. Long tongue gets out of your mouth, leaving a metallic aftertaste in it. Flo looks at you like a kicked puppy. That's actually so cute. It's like void. That weird feeling of more eyes looking at you is back. And for some reason, you feel like the main meal of a beast. I don't know who is more crazy. You crying about your lack of body autonomy and then doing that with your tongue? Or me kind of being into that? If only you weren't in a random alley. More. No more kisses. We both need to stop being excited and actually think of a plan. A sad sigh escapes him as he puts his mask back on. Over the next days, he'll be on high alert, so we can't go in his tent. That was a very fast switch to lock in on the problem, okay. But this doesn't stop us from asking about Iris and check her things. It's too weird that he would break part of the pact for nothing. She must have found something, and she wanted to put it into action. If I remember correctly, she did look a little bit nervous prior to, the incident too. But I don't think he'll leave us alone for enough time to do that either. He'll kill you. Yeah, that part. And without Flo, you can't resist him in any way. You actually need to wait for him to leave you both alone, at least for a couple of days. I have some ideas for that. You look at him intrigued and confused. But one look at him is enough to understand what he has in mind. Stop it. I can't believe you're still excited about the kiss. Can you blame me? You accepted my confession from the other day and then we made out for like 5 minutes. Still, it would work. You are right. Fair enough, but what is your idea that would work? He saw that I defended you. So it's not absurd for us to get out together, and it wouldn't be weird for us to sneak out to oh my god. Oh! He wouldn't be that defensive towards us then. You feel your cheeks flush again. You don't have to say it like that. Ah, my bad. Would you prefer for us to do a duet performance? Ah, yes. A trapeze. He's just teasing you now. You punch him on the arm. There's no strength in it, so it only makes him laugh. So we're going to... Only if you want. We could just kiss like before. I think even just that will be enough. It was pretty intense. Okay, that's doable. You never expected to even think of such a plan. And even more absurd is the fact that it makes sense. And it could work. Literally, make out or die. Okay, not that you wouldn't mind that tongue again. Focus, stop it. I can prepare everything. You just have to come with me when I ask you, okay? You nod, it makes sense. The ringmaster is not going to leave you alone. Flo, on the other hand, can have a little bit of freedom. He offers you his hand. It's getting late. We should go back. Already? Despite how much you hate the idea, he's right. You have to get back. You grab his hand and the texture of the leather feels weird against your skin. You quickly remove the glove and touch his cold, bare skin. His hands are black. And with a weird pattern that resembles eyes on them. You feel like it's not just a cool pattern. Let's go back. You can tell he's blushing and getting shy even with the mask back on. So you walk back towards the circus. Flo leaves you in front of your caravan. He removes his mask for a second to leave a peck on your lips, before putting it back on and wishing you good night. The metallic taste is back. You close the door and go to the bathroom. You check your lips and the inside of your mouth. You have no cuts. You spit in the sink. Blood. It's not yours. Where did it come from? Wait, you have to calm down. You can ask Flo tomorrow about it. It's nothing. You are not in danger. You get ready to go to bed. Your hair is loose and everything is peaceful now. Did he eat Iris? Will he eat you too? You stop in front of the bed. That was not your thought. Since the incident, you kept having these thoughts about death, how it'll reach you soon, how the ringmaster will kill you. I think it's the ringmaster speaking to us and putting thoughts in our head. You can't trust anyone. You have to hide. You have to run away. You thought it was fear or stress. But that was not yours. You would never think of that. Something is wrong. Is there something in your head? You go back to the bathroom and stand before the mirror. Oh, here we are again. Click on the nose. You check your nose. Nothing out of the ordinary is there. You check your eyes. You examine your eyes closely, holding them open slightly with your fingers. The usual green hue is reflected in the mirror. No, there's something very different. A familiar yet foreign shade is there, concealed by the weak light of the room. Is it blue? No, it's more light. You jump away from the mirror. What the hell? Behind you, there should only be a door. You touch the wall behind you, eyes glued to the mirror. The door is still there. You can only feel the wood under your fingers. So then why are you seeing that in the mirror? Okay, I don't know who that is, but hello? You're kinda hot. No sounds come out of your mouth. You're not even sure you're breathing at this moment. What are you scared of? Him? Your nightmares? It's the same voice. The same conversation. You exhale the air from your lungs and finally manage to speak, even if it's with a trembling and broken voice. Who are you? Why are you in my head? Can you be in somewhere else? Why are you in my mirror? A deep laugh echoes in your head. So many voices overlap with each other, but there is no mouth from which they can speak. They simply do. I have no mouth yet I must scream kind of moment. Pure fear called me here. And your mind is what I was able to grasp in that fleeting instant. Oh, because Flo mentioned strong emotions can sometimes manifest entities. I'm pretty sure this guy is made up of our fear. I was searching for the mortal who managed to reach the void, but I only got you. It will be enough. You try to remember when you first heard this voice, that so many times sounded like yours. Did Iris call him here? But how? I'm searching for a dog that forgot its way home. I reached your delicious, scared mind and found this place reeking of my power. But I can't find my way in. Sweet and honey taste of joy covers that dog's smells a little too well. This fear is your power, right? It's what he's been using to control everyone, right? Indeed, that sounds like him. Using my gift to play master. I'll take it back once I'm done with him. I wasted enough power and time on chasing that pest around. You don't even have any time to answer the voices. The moment you blink, there is only you in the mirror. Absolute silence is the gift left for you. It almost makes you dizzy. Screw the plan, you have to find Flo. You scramble out of your caravan as fast as you can, without waking the others still sleeping. The freezing air of the night cuts you sharply. It's something you manage to resist, especially with your pajamas, which covers you more than your normal outfit. Now, where does the circus sleep? The tents. The main tent. It's the only logical thing you can think of right now. No one is around, and it must be around 3 a.m. Everyone must be sleeping now, but that means this feeling can only mean one thing. Eyes are watching you in your every move. Like you were doing something wrong, like you shouldn't be here, like you shouldn't exist right now. Something is searching, something is hunting you. The ringmaster is still around. You can't stay out for long, not without Flo. This is the dumbest thing you have ever done. Second only to screaming at him yesterday. You run towards the main tent. Flo? Flo! Please tell me you're here. Please, please, please. Where else could you be if not here? Come on! Flora, I need to talk to you right now. It's not really the time to play hide and seek. Please, come on. What the hell are you doing here? Oh, look at him in his little pajamas. You've never been happier to hear someone cursing you out than in this moment. From the backstage, you see the familiar tall figure of Flora appear. He isn't wearing his usual yellow-white mask, and the colourful red costume has been switched to a much more comfortable pink and cream pajama set, and he looks adorable. You expected to find him here, but the actual thought that he would sleep here never crossed your mind. You said you were the manifestation of the circus, right? What can you actually do with your powers? Where is this coming from? Just answer the question. I don't think this is the best place to... Screw this thing, you don't have time for it. You move quickly, closing the gap between you two. He's absurdly easy to move, so you throw him over the chair with disconcerting ease. You carried books that were heavier than him in high school. You sit on his lap, your legs on both of his sides to stop him from moving. Are you happy now? We're using your ideas to talk. Your voice is barely a whisper, but you still sound pissed off enough to carry the message that you don't really want to lose time with this chasing game. He's cute when he's shy, but not now. He looks at you speechless and embarrassed, but the silence doesn't last for long. His hand moves to your back and you're gently pushed towards him until you're face to face, barely a couple of centimeters apart. First of all, I would like to know why you ran here. When we're supposed to wait a couple of days. That was the plan, before another entity appeared in my freaking mirror. What? You heard me right, pretty boy. A thing with a lot of blue eyes decided to come and tell me they were searching for someone. Take a wild guess who that could be. You can't just say that and not explain. What the hell did they say? That it was a creature of fear and someone called them here. I'm guessing Iris, but they only managed to reach me. They said he was hiding using joy, so they couldn't get an exact location. The power they gave him was a gift and they want it back. So what are your powers if he was given a gift? Flo stays quiet for what feels like an eternity. No eyes to stare at, only a void. Then you finally hear his voice again. Anything circus related is mine. and so is the memory stuff. And you didn't notice anything weird with those powers used by him. Now that I think about it, maybe the intensity. What do you mean? He looks a little bit troubled having to explain it. The emotion that feeds me is joy. When there's performance, the joy I've been getting since he's been here, it's wrong. Intense, overwhelming, like I'm breathing nitrous oxide all the time. Usually I feel sick, so when the joy comes to me, they leave me confused for days. It feels like an artificial joy. Wait, does he usually do something during performances when he's not on stage? I don't know. Usually I'm too gone to understand what is happening. He stopped to look at Flo's face. He did mention the fact that he didn't used to look like this. And now that he said he's been feeling sick, is this why he tasted blood? What, does something come to mind? So we know he can control people. Use your stuff and he's actually doing something to get your big burst of joy during performances. Now we only have to find out what he's doing. Maybe if you're lucid enough for that, we can stop him in his power trip. But I fear we don't know the full range of what he can do. You feel Flo's hand slowly rising to your neck and massaging you. It happens slowly and you only realize what's happening after a couple of minutes. Even after you stop thinking on your own. What? You're incredible. This is not the time to get excited like that. You blush at the sudden compliment just looking at him in surprise. Where is this coming from? Despite being terrified, you discovered all these things. If you're not incredible, then I don't know who is. You chuckle a little bit and a soft laugh comes from Flo too. That creepy smile comes out from the void once again. Unsettling like always, but strangely reassuring. There's a cute smile. This is the happiness that I like. I truly don't understand what you see in me. Your phrase was meant to be a small comment, nothing to focus on, but it seems like Flo heard it clearly and just tilted his head in response. You don't understand. Man, you've always loved circuses so much. Practicing for hours and years, never stopping. This place gives you so much joy, you give it so much affection. How else should I feel when someone gives me so much unconditional love? You immediately close the distance between you two. Your hands cup his face and that warm melted honey taste is back in your mouth. He's so silly, what kind of logic is that? That maybe you've always been the silly one for not realizing why he cared so much about you. Your head feels lighter again, but you don't care at all. This love and joy is so strong in your heart that you could feel like you could burst. All the fear that you felt in front of the mirror, coming here in the middle of the night, it's all gone, and they feel happiness. Take things further, oh god. Alright, I'm gonna do this one, but just keep in mind that it'll be edited, and I will put the full scene onto my Patreon. And then we'll go back and do the first one too. You don't know how long you two have been kissing, but it's likely been a couple of minutes by now. That weird sensation of lightheadedness is back. When your lips are finally left alone, you feel tipsy. Felt a little too good. I think we have left something unfinished. You see his creepy and unsettling smile form in the void of his face as you're grabbed by the hips. Without thinking about it too much, your arms go around his head, resting on his shoulders. When you feel him getting up, instinctively your legs anchor around him too. Yes, but not here. What? Not out in the open? In front of an audience? Flo walks towards the entrance of the tent. He may be incredibly light, but he's carrying you around like you also weigh nothing at all. With a snap of his fingers, the tent closes, then reopens the opposite way. The cold outside now is a dark corridor leading to a part of the circus you've never seen. And where are we going exactly? We're asleep. I'm bigger than what the eye may see. Oh, do you hear that, guys? He starts walking down the long and dark corridor with you in his arms. This part of the circus, even if darker, feels warmer. Gentle lights decorate the walls in a chaotic pattern. Many pillows lie on the floor. The normal tent is neat, everything is in order. This part, however, feels more lived in, like it has seen many more years than the others. But it's not ruined or decaying, it just feels more welcoming in a strange way. This place is very pretty. Thank you. Did you technically say he's pretty? When Flo finally stops, you're in a larger zone that vaguely resembles the room. The only separation from the corridor is a see-through glittery curtain. At the center of the room, there is a giant pile of pillows and blankets that look more like a nest than a bed. More pillows are scattered around the room. What a mess. Flo puts you down on the very soft bed before stretching. So I think I was the very rude arsehole that interrupted last time. You look at him circling the bed slowly while talking. Why do you feel like a shark's prey right now? Oh my god, Jesus. Hello. You were so entranced by Flo that for a second you forgot the weird feeling of someone watching you. Oh god, yeah, the ringmaster just has eyes everywhere. Ew, Herv? You thought it stopped outside, but it's even in here. You don't even want to think about where the feeling is coming from. He sits down opposite you on the blanket nest. You follow the movement with your eyes, and from the dark point you see something grow. When you blink again in Flo's hands, there's a long onyx-colored tentacle. He can just manifest it. Does that mean he can also change the size and everything? You finally look up at Flo, and on his face you can see a lot more eyes and a pleased expression. So? Wow, jeez, it's warm compared to the rest of Flo's skin. It made you jump in the first second, but any feeling of weirdness quickly vanished and now your eyes are fixed on it. You can already imagine his face, but you're too concentrated to look at it. You feel high on this, maybe even drunk. It's weird. Oh, Flo. Wow, it's just like heat-seeking towards me. Don't overdo it. If you're not careful, you may get addicted to this feeling. You may get addicted to me. I don't see what's so bad about that. Did you hear what I said? He sounds breathless. Oh, what is going on? More. Okay, that's enough for you. You're already losing your mind. It's not enough. You hear Flo's broken voice, but it's different from the usual. It's deeper, echoing like a beast in the cave, and it just calls your name. His many eyes all focus on you for a second, a shiver runs down your spine. The fact that this is pink text makes me very nervous. Everything itches. Oh, that is not good. I didn't realize that Flo had a hypnotizing secretions. He can make the itch go away and he can make you so happy. Again and again and again. More. Ending? Addicted. Oh, that is not good. Let's come back here and we'll say it's enough. Your mind feels a little foggy, like you're still dreaming. His gaze is unfocused, directed somewhere on the roof, until a few seconds pass and he notices you. Eyes now trained on your face. He looks at you in confusion while you just smile at him. Flo jumps a little bit surprised, but he immediately chuckles as you continue. Look at his pleased expression. That was a lot. All the adrenaline slowly fades and you feel so incredibly tired. You lie right next to Flo, snuggling close to him. His normally cold skin is now warm and pleasant to the touch. Sleep sounds so tempting right now. You shouldn't sleep here, you know. Why not? His voice is just a gentle whisper, not convincing enough to get up. Neither are his hands, caressing your back with such love and attention. No puppy eyes. You have your pajamas on. If you don't get out tomorrow, you'll be like this in front of the whole troop. That actually sounds bad. He moves his face closer to yours, whispering next to your ear. I think we've already had too many eyes on us tonight, don't you think? You quickly look around and the weird feeling of being watched is no longer there. You don't even know when it disappeared. You smile at Flo, kissing him on the cheek before sitting up. Flo chuckles, trying to actually stand with trembling legs. You feel a little bit proud about that. I was actually thinking about asking you to carry me to my caravan, but now I wonder if you shouldn't be the one getting carried. Whose fault is this? Yours, of course, but you just smile at him in response. After a minute, Flo manages to walk without falling, even if it is a very funny way. You feel a little bit bad now. Sorry about that, I may have gotten a bit carried away. I'm fine, don't worry. It's just that this is the first time I've gone so far with someone. You stop and look at him with wide eyes. You were his first. What? What do you mean it was your first time? Flo chuckles and grabs your hand in his like a teacher explaining an obvious topic to a student. Vern, I make people go insane from the euphoria they feel tasting me once. Ah, what do you think would happen if we went further? Not what you wanted to have after you just finished, but surely something to keep you awake for a while. You cough, feeling your cheeks get more and more flushed. Don't give me ideas. I wasn't giving you ideas, I was warning you. When it will happen, I'll have to be careful not to blow your mind. Haha, that sounds dangerous enough. Maybe you didn't think this through when you started this whole frolicking with an entity deal. Oops. But as he's leaving your hands to turn around and starts to walk, you realize something. He said when, not if. Oh. You follow him with a face that's color-wise closer to a tomato. Once you're back to the main tent area, the tent closes behind you. And when it opens again, the cold outside is back where you left it. The freezing air is surely doing its job to wake you up and not make you fall asleep on this walk back to your bed. Flo seems not to feel anything at all from his face, but at least he's trying to cover you a little bit so you can feel less cold. Once you're in front of your caravan door, you turn around to look at Flo. Next time, please listen to me. I was trying to avoid you getting sick, love. You mouth a sorry with a guilty expression. To be fair, the fault was on the fear creature that decided to appear in the mirror. Flo smiles at you, taking a few steps towards to hug you. His whole body covers yours, and it would have been a very nice way to end the night if it wasn't for the sudden sharp pain coming through your neck. Did you just bite me? Did he just? He gets up. A saliva string connects your neck to his tongue. Flo! You pass a hand on your neck and feel the mark left on your skin and blood. He bit you. Good night. Don't good night me. Get back here. Did we just go Megaverse Bond? You just look at him with wide eyes as he happily returns to the main tent. He's unbelievable. You turn around towards your door and finally get inside. To a warm shower in your dear bed. You'll have to treat the freshly new wound on your neck too, of course. Thankfully, the bite is easy to cover with the ruff of the costume. The same can't be said about the other marks, however. You try to ignore the comments, but many of your colleagues wouldn't leave you alone. You had to thank your roommates for that. Ugh, that's what you get for waking them up trying to get into bed without them noticing. You press a hand to your neck, it's still there. A couple of days has passed, and even if it stopped bleeding after very little, you can still feel the dents on your skin. How hard did he bite? Why did he even do that? You sigh, looking around. The workload has been much better since the scene in the main tent. That didn't stop the ringmaster from keeping an eye on you, but at least it's not I'm killing you, witnesses be damned anymore. It's more of a if I have the chance it'll look like an accident, which is some kind of progress. Maybe. Oh yeah, that's so much better. You don't know what you have to thank for that change. Maybe you have to thank Flo for the screaming match in front of the others. Or maybe you just have to give yourself a pat on the back for the number you did on Flo. You shake your head, trying not to think about it. Now the ringmaster is talking with a couple of technicians for the upcoming number. Yours and Francis's performance is getting closer. In just a couple of days, you can feel the stress in the air. The work is at a good point, and you wouldn't even call it perfect, but you know it's not enough. He's too stressed about it to ask for anything less than perfect. What would he even do if it wasn't? Control Francis again. At least she seemed less stressful since Flo managed to stop the mental block Ringmaster put on her. But something did change in her. She's more serious and focused and doesn't make as many jokes as she used to. You didn't even manage to talk to her that much until one evening when she just appears out of nowhere and grabs your arm. You, my dear, have no more work to do today. Don't worry, I checked everyone's schedule and it's practice day for the Fire Eaters, so you're coming with me. Like nothing ever happened, she's back to her usual self with you. Is something wrong? I'm scared. You just nod at her explanation and follow her back to the caravans. You watch her pull something fluffy out of her bag, a small key with a big teddy bear keychain, and open the door to one of the caravans. So did Flo talk to you? You ask while stepping inside following her. Yes, some update on the situation, that's why you are with me. You don't realize what she means until you look around in the room. Photos of her and Iris decorate the caravan all around. Between the many plants and decorations, this is a really nice caravan. Of course. She was Iris's roommate. This little space must have been very neat and cozy, but now pillows and papers are scattered all around. I'm sorry for the mess, it took me a while to find her stuff. Even with everything scattered around, you can still feel this was a very loved place. You don't know where Francis's space ends and where Iris's space starts. Feels like the small house of two people whose styles and passions blended together into one with time. You hear the door close. It was a little difficult to remember where her things went, but it got better in the last few days. Once I was lucid enough, I grabbed everything and put it here so we can start searching for something. She pulls out a small box under the table. Inside there are a lot of documents and diaries. Some of them are just pieces put together in a transparent folder. She was always a big planner and writer. A sad smile forms on her lips. I'm sorry, Francis. You don't even know what you're apologizing for. Maybe for the cafe, maybe the stress she's been through, maybe it's just a routine phrase for someone's loss. Don't be. You're the only one who started to look into what happened to her. If you want to be sorry for him. Once we found out a way to solve this mess, nothing will stop me and a hammer meeting his face. Now you're scared of her. Please don't rush into things and put yourself in danger. I won't. Now back to this mess. I think she threw away some papers. The ones destroyed are the only ones I could pull together. There may be some missing pieces. That's not my fault, I had to dig through the trash to get them. You sit down with her and start to put everything on the table to read. It'll take a while, so better start with the shredded documents. Oh god, okay, I will put this together. Okay, that goes here. This is the corner, like so. And that goes down on this side. This is the upper corner, I'm pretty sure, right there. And this goes down the bottom because that looks like a signature, but that goes right there, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And this goes here to match the word about. And then the red text goes there because that matches. Signature goes down in the bottom corner like this. Other piece of the signature goes right there. Move these out of the way. Authorized goes there. This bit looks like it fits here, so I'm going to put that there. And that goes there. And this looks like it fits in here. There, and there. All done. You finally finish reassembling the document. It's a copy of what seems like a research paper. But between the cold letters typed by computer, you see writing in red ink. I need more documents about this. Is this Iris's calligraphy? You turn the folder towards Francis. Yeah, it's her writing. Oh, I never saw these documents. Let's read it though. Fear entities typically torment their victims by preying on their weaknesses. They may free them of their fear or amplify it. It's not uncommon for them to promise freedom, often creating cults around them. They are cold and manipulative but can be spoken to. If they decide you are of use, they may humor you and listen. It's very rare for a fear entity to create an envoy. They don't like to share what is theirs, unless they are physically anchored to their home or they think creating one could cause a big amount of energy that they can feed on. The only documented case of such fear entity is the cult of, redacted. If it's an envoy of entry FE079, the redactor must be informed immediately. Reminds you of her research papers when she was studying animals before the circus. You turn back the paper to read now that you know the notes are from Iris. After you finish, you check the other papers in the folder. They're all about entities. They seem to mostly focus on joy and fear entities. All the notes are about needing more info about specific things on the documents, like she's been passing this folder to someone else. Hey Francis, is this also Iris's writing? You tap the paper piece on the top right. Nah, she stopped writing in cursive after school, and even then she didn't write I like that, just like you imagine. This is not Iris's folder, this is a folder someone gave her. Ooh, who? And it seems they really wanted to know more about Ringmaster. You close the folder and start checking the other documents in the box. Let's look at the old diary. The diary is pretty old, must be from a couple years ago. Was kept with great care, however. Opening the cover, you recognize Iris's writing. I talked to the Ringmaster, but he just won't answer me clearly. I feel like I'm going insane over this. I did not see things, I know what I saw. Those new guys didn't move like that before training under him. And now they magically started working like they've been professional acrobats for years. I don't know what he's done to them, but I don't like it. Something feels off. But if you won't answer me clearly, I'll have to find the answers on my own. We're in the same boat, huh? This must have been before she got hurt and come back with Francis. You continue to read. It seems many days pass before a new entry is written. What the hell? What am I even supposed to do? No. I can't do this, not alone. What the hell? But I have to. I can't believe I'm thinking about his proposition. He's right. I'm not safe here. Not if I want to solve this mess. This is going to hurt. It must have been what Flo talked about. He offered her a way out, and she used it to get information and come back. You close the diary and set it to the side. New diary. Let's look at this. This diary looks like it was bought recently. And there are still many pages left blank at the end. It was never finished. You open the cover and find the photo inside of Iris and Francis together. They look very happy. You look at Francis for a second with a sad expression. She's busy reading documents and papers. You sigh and put the photo back in the diary before turning the first page. They reached me. I felt like I was being followed and it seemed like I was right. They became interested after I started asking around. Maybe I spoke too much for their liking. I thought they wanted to get rid of me, but no. I found a very well-dressed man at my door. I thought he was a salesman for a second. He just gave me a business card and said to call them. The Reverie. Oh! Research and examination of volatile emotional residues and incarnate entities. I'm assuming that's what this redacted bit is referring to. Or just the Research Institute. Whatever they choose out of their 1,000 names. They speak and act like scientists, but their documents and ways remind me of secret agents of some shady organization. Still, it was a help. It is help. I got so many documents and so much information thanks to them. They've just asked me to be their eyes and ears. They want me to go back there. Ringmaster. His powers are similar to Flora, but he's not an entity like him. I can feel it just by presence alone. Ringmaster is scary, but Flora is unsettling, powerful. The emotions he can make you feel are overwhelming. Ringmaster, however, is a snake. He knows what to bite, moves with precision and malice. The kind of rot is something distinctly human. Entities are more pure, they're just emotions, unfiltered feelings. But I think he stopped being a human long ago. Maybe he never was since he joined the circus. The agent helped him figure out what energy he's using. It's fear. Oh, of course. He may be an envoy, but I can't be sure yet. That kind of fear is not something I have ever felt. Flora is a very big guy. That happiness and joy conceals everything. I think he's using him to hide. Ringmaster hiding. What a funny mental image. That does make sense because the fear entity did say that Ringmaster is using joy to hide, and Ringmaster is taking refuge inside the circus and using Flora and controlling everything. That's all I've got for now. The documents can't give me everything I need. If I want to solve this mess, I have to accept their offer. I need to go back. Francis has been looking for work, so I guess it's a good excuse. Sorry, love, for getting you involved in this. I'm just trying to see if the man I knew is still there. Wait, the man I knew is still there? He must be. I have to find him before fear is all he'll ever know. That was the last page. Is she talking about Ringmaster? Specifically because Iris was like, maybe he stopped being human long ago when he joined the circus. And now all of this. You stare at the paper confused and shocked. She figured out all you knew on her own. But what you're confused about is the information on Ringmaster. He was different back when Iris first joined. You always saw a very precise perfectionist and a severe man. That also explains why Iris speaks about him differently. Because it could mean that there's some sort of emotional attachment there. Like she cared about him before he turned, and all of this research, she's doing it to see if she can turn him back. You wonder what he was like when Iris first joined. If she was risking so much to have him back. He must have been a very good man. A sense of sadness washes over you as you close the diary and put it on the side. That makes me sad as well because she tried so hard to get him back and he killed her. So that tells me he is very, very far gone. There are some scattered papers in the box that you pick out all at once. It's mostly studies and various ideas about the performance. What jumps to do, the order, photos of other acrobats with notes to the side of the performance. Everything is incredibly detailed. You look at the paper in your hands. The pair routine that she made, it's described here. The paired performance would have ended and a solo number would have started. The next page explains and studies the routine she had in mind. It was an animal tamer number that she was going to do with a dog. A thought comes to your mind. Francis, did Iris have a dog? Nah, Ringmaster banned all animals. You know the mess with the laws and all that. A friend of ours has one. That little guy loved Iris. You look back at the paper. She never told this to anyone. She was keeping it a secret even from Francis. But why? You put the papers and notes to the side. Between some books you notice what looks like a letter. It's unopened. There's no writing outside that could help you figure out if it was yet to be sent or received and never opened. You look at Francis. She's too busy reading right now. You hope she doesn't mind. Dear Matthew, I know not many call you by that name anymore. Is that Ringmaster's name? I personally have to thank some very shady friends with such info. I know words come to you better through text and voice. You always prefer reading books to interacting with people, which is funny since you're our Ringmaster. I worked for you in the circus for many years. I consider everyone here a second family to me, and you're part of this family. This is so sad. You found me and made me become what I am today. You saved me from a very dark path I was walking on. You never gave up on me, so I'm not giving up on you. I owe you that much. I care about you deeply, and these last couple of months I've seen a man I don't recognize as the head of the circus. I don't know what happened to you to make you act like this. Last couple of months. So this drastic, terrifying change was semi-recent. You know you can talk to me if there's a problem. I know how dark it can get in someone's mind if left unchecked for too long. I say this before any of us do something we'll both come to regret in the end. I know that kind man is still there. Just talk to me. Yours, Iris. It was never delivered. The date inside is just a couple of days before she died. You close the letter and put it back inside the envelope. You don't have the heart to put it to the side. You throw it in your bag. It's better if Francis doesn't see it for now. That's so sad. Poor Iris. Can you imagine risking so much to save someone that you believe is still there, and that person does the ultimate betrayal and shows you that the one that you cared for is so long gone because they just kill you. There's nothing else in the box. You watch Francis stretch while putting aside the last book in front of her. So, found anything? You can say that. Do you know what the reverie is? He looks at the folder with the document you put back together. I think I saw this logo before. Wait. You see her grab a bag and pull out her phone, starting to search for something. When she got injured, an old classmate of hers reached out and asked for her help with a project. It was full of these documents, but she never let me read them. It's animal stuff, pretty complicated. Oh, there they are. She turns around on her phone. It's an old website with the same logo and name you found on the document. She says it's a research institute, but they don't explain what they're studying or what the name stands for. It just says they focus on the examination of creature emotional behavior. I looked it back up then and it sounded legit, government stuff. Do you think it was something connected to the creatures like Flo? Oh, absolutely. She was her inside woman, and from what it read, it seemed like she thought he was not beyond saving. You grab one of the documents in the folder. And I talked to Flo, and even though he thinks he's not like him, his powers are weird. They're an amplification of his. Wait, where was it? You move around the papers until you find the one you had put back together. Envoy. Help me find the other documents about these envoys. Okay. You put back in the box all the other books and papers, keeping only the things related to the reverie on the table. Frances grabs even another folder that she had in a pile, and you start fast reading to search that word again. I found one. You go around the table next to her. The familiar red writing is not on the papers. Iris never put any note on it. You look in the folder it comes from. It looks very well kept and just printed. She probably didn't have time to read it fully, and it must have been new. Frances points at the word and starts reading it aloud for both of you. Envoys are parasitized humans. An entity that can't move from their designated home can choose to give a human a part of their being. These parasitized humans unwillingly accumulate energy for the entity based on the emotion that the creature originated from. Once the human returns, the parasite is removed with all the energy it accumulated. A human being that doesn't end its job as an envoy can start to deteriorate both physically and mentally. That does explain why Ringmaster just has cracks in his face and multiple eyes, and why Iris is saying that the change happened a couple of months ago. So that could point to mental and physical deterioration. Humans are not meant to have that power. What the hell? It must be what he is, no? In her diaries, even though she talked about him, he used to be such a nice gentleman. He must be an envoy. But he can't be an envoy of Flo. It wouldn't make any sense. I think he's an envoy of the fear entity. And he doesn't want to give that power back, so he's hiding and using Flo to do it. He's an envoy of fear. Yeah. What? You grab the folder you read before. All these documents are about fear entities, all of them. Better not mention the thing that appeared in your mirror the other day. That would explain a lot for sure. But then why isn't he returning his energy? I don't know. There must be something in his tent about it. Yeah, because the fear entity was like, he borrowed power from me, and I want it back, but he's hiding. There's nothing more you can find here in Iris's things. You grab one of the papers you put back in the box. We kind of know what he is now, but what was Iris trying to do? You hear the sound of footsteps outside the caravan, and both of you turn to look at the door. No one moves. You see from the window Flo's mask appearing from the top corner. Do you guys mind? You both sigh with relief and go to open the door. You watch as Flo very awkwardly gets inside the room. Once inside, he has to sit down. He's too tall. Hello. How do you even live inside these things? You laugh at his comment. We're not 2 meters tall. Fair. Did you find anything? We figured out what he is and what Iris wanted to do, but I have no idea why. Francis looks a little bit confused at the Italian-English exchange, but figures out what you're talking about. He's an envoy of fear. Flo looks at you with surprise at her words. Are you sure? It's the most logical thing. Doesn't seem like he's an entity like you from all these documents. Flo looks lost in his own thoughts for many seconds. Makes a lot of sense, I didn't think about it. Years ago I tried making him an envoy, how you call it. But he told me our pact was enough. Can't even think of how he would have ended up with such opposite energies inside. You quickly translate for Francis. How does an entity make an envoy? Flo freezes on the spot. Then he starts to look around like he doesn't want to talk about it at all. Isn't that bad? No. Just intimate. It's usually something you do to someone you trust or to be a bitch. What do you mean? You're putting in the human a piece of you. It's very close to how we reproduce, and the emotions we feed on can get to your head. Humans are not meant to feel how we do. Me, happy. You, manic. His entity, fear. Him, terrified. The parasite is making him become fear. But then why isn't he getting rid of it? Flo looked sad when you finished speaking. Flora, when I met him, we were both miserable. I think this is a decision he chose to live with since a long time ago. There is no turning back for him. The other option is not something he'd be willing to take. Do you know anything? I never asked. I'm happiness, that's all I can give him. It's so sweet that Flo is the embodiment of happiness, though. And he used it to hide. You think back on the letter you read earlier. Why did she think he could be saved then? What about Iris? We don't know why she wanted to make an unplanned performance. Yeah, why keep it a secret? It's not the first time we make unscheduled numbers. Oh, you didn't notice? I mean, you both knew it's normal. Every time we go to a new place, we do a couple of small shows, but there's always a big one that has to follow a very specific pattern and order. It's when I eat the best, so much joy and laughter that day. I actually can't wait for that day. I've been feeling worse and worse. The atmosphere has been really horrible since the accident. He's not helping much with the mood, I have to say. You immediately grab one of Iris's diaries. Wait, that's it? They both look at you confused. That happiness and joy covers everything. Like you said, he's been using you to hide, but if he makes too much fear like he's been doing, he can be found by the other entity. Iris and Ringmaster made too much fear. And for a second, that thing found an opening. The big performance is to recharge you so you can keep covering his fear. It all needs to be perfect because he can't afford for you to get sick. If something gets wrong, he could be found. But then what would Iris's unplanned performance achieve? So Flo could have more energy. That's why she was so pressed on how it was going. You told me before that all energy at once makes you black out for days. It's the right quantity, but if you have more, you're more powerful than him, you could stay awake. She probably wanted to confront him with you at full strength. Do you think he found out? I don't know, I don't think so. She was very vague even when she told me about it. There is no way. Then I guess we'll have to check his tent. You didn't find any in the infirmary zone. Flo looks uncomfortable all of a sudden. Flora, what did you find there? He sighs, grabbing one of the papers and putting it on the floor next to him. I couldn't go around with it, so I had to carry it how I could. I hope you don't mind the way. Like a magician performing a trick, he suddenly lifts the paper and under it there is now a vase. It's modest, not very decorated, the top is sealed. Before your brain can process the object, you hear an agonizing gasp next to you. You watch as Frances kneels in front of the vase, grabbing it with shaky hands. Flo gets up from the floor, leaving her alone with her pain. She just hugs the urn, crying silently. Oh, is that Iris? The heartbreaking sight. What is left of her body? You don't have the heart to speak so openly about it, with her crying there on the floor. It's better if this conversation is more private. Flo seems to catch on pretty fast as he bends next to you. Even so, the volume is not too loud. Only the bones. The rest was not in any condition to keep it. Were you the one who cleaned it? Yeah, that's why it took me a while. The smell of a corpse is not a nice memory of a loved one. She only had a costume, nothing else. From behind him, a perfectly folded pink costume appears. Traces of dried blood are still on it. He puts it next to Frances and none of you say a word for minutes. Time passes again, only when Frances doesn't have any more tears to cry and stops hugging the vase. Thank you, Flo. Flo only nods. The mask once again doesn't show his emotions, but you can see the sadness in his eyes. Frances gets up from the floor with the costume and the vase in her hands. She gently puts them on the table. So what's the plan then? I think Iris's plan was pretty solid. We can't approach him right now without Flo and he's not doing too well. And until the performance, he'll keep being pretty weak. We need to add a performance and search his tent. We technically have a performance. We are not bang-a-langing in front of the audience. He starts staring at you. No, surely he doesn't mean me. Of course, you've been practicing for months. Oh, he means something else. I'm not good at it. You're wonderful, trust me. You say that because you like me, it doesn't count. Then, he grabs you by the shoulders, making you look at him in the eyes. I was the old ringmaster before him. I directed for years, centuries. I know what I'm talking about. You were great. You can do it. You sigh. It's a performance at least. Frances just looks at you confused as Flo lifts his hands from you. I've been practicing aerial skills for a while. I can do it, I guess. We still need to go in his tent. I can distract him tomorrow. He'll want to see how the performance is doing. Are you not scared of him taking control? And do what? Make me perform better? Or kill you? If he tries to make me forget stuff, I'll just have you two remind me, it's fine. Okay, if you say so, we better not lose Frances. You smile at her. You can do it, yes. You have a plan. You know more, and no reason to be scared. Not that much, at least. You and Flo help Frances clean the caravan and find a nice place where to put the urn. After that, you leave her alone for the day. When you go to bed that night, you feel a little anxious. You're going to perform in front of an audience. Alone. It makes you feel happy. Oh, that's worrying. That text, the pink-toned one, is the same color as when we got too addicted to, like, the taste of Flo's happiness. You pass a hand on your neck. That mark is still there. Surely it can't be. You go to sleep confused. Something feels wrong. Yeah, like Flo is not as innocent as he proclaims to be because, you know, he did bite you. Alright, let me come back to here before I end. We'll do the cuddle option and see what scene we get. Kiss for what feels like several minutes, just briefly remembering that you actually need to breathe every once in a while. Those kisses feel too good, weirdly good. You wonder if it's because he's an entity. You have your answer after Flo decides to stop by putting both of his hands on your shoulder and pushing you away slightly. We shouldn't go overboard. I'm pure joy, and you can get addicted to the feeling. That is a smart idea. But then you look at Flo's face and you see him cry, and he seems to be the one who's addicted, missing the taste of your lips. Also, the color of that happy text is also the same color as Flo's pajamas and also his translated text. You can't help but laugh at the scene. Cute. Okay, then could you escort me to my caravan again? Please don't run back here after I do that. Oh, come on, it was important. I know. His sweet giggle follows his words, and in a second, you're back on your feet. Maybe it's better like this. I wouldn't want someone to see more than I would like them to. You think back to Ringmaster, and the second you get out of the main tent, you feel that stare back on you. But it's less hunting and predatory and more curious and confused. You don't feel the urge to run anymore, at least, so you walk back to the caravan. Actually feels quite relaxing. It's still freezing, but it's a problem you're going to solve pretty soon under your warm covers. Alright, well, that's the end of the cuddle scene. And Flo bites you again and we just get on the same path. So we are finished. Alright, that is my playthrough of days 2 and 3 of Where the Spotlight Lingers. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm really happy with the direction the story is going. It's getting very interesting with a lot of lore going on. And I really like how the mystery is unraveling. I think the dev did a really good job portraying how the grief that everybody's been feeling about Iris. And I think the Ringmaster is truly terrifying with how he has essentially manipulated people's memories to forget about Iris. Can you imagine? Because Francis and Iris are so close. Can you imagine being manipulated to forget about the death and existence of someone you cared about so very much? That would break my heart. The interesting thing about Ringmaster, and the thing that actually scares me the most, is that at the moment, I can't actually discern any calculated intentions from him. My current hypothesis is that whatever he's been embodying, as in the fear, has become so intense, he is making all these incredibly irrational decisions to remain hiding from the fear entity because it's coming after him, and it's causing him to slowly lose his grip. And I think sooner enough he's going to make a mistake, and that is when we're going to be able to move in and deal with him. But a lot of the lore is very interesting. I love how there's entities, and then there are envoys, which are kind of like vassals. For example, in Stranger Things, Vecna has different people that he implants control over, kind of similar to that. And I think that is very interesting, although it does seem that envoys in comparison retain a significant amount of their autonomy rather than being just a hive mind puppet extension of the original host. I'm very keen to figure out why Ringmaster became an envoy of fear in the first place when he was offered to become an envoy of joy. And additionally, what his backstory is, because it was mentioned that he was pretty miserable prior. And also, I do want to learn more about who he used to be, because according to Iris's letters, she didn't want to deal with him out of hatred or fear. She wanted to help him and deal with him out of a sense of love and care for the man. Because she mentions that he saved her and that he helped her and that she still thinks that he's in there somewhere. So all her actions were born from a place of care and desperation and familial love, which I think is very sad because she's placed so much hope on this person thinking that he's still there, and he commits the ultimate betrayal by killing her. So yeah, that was very upsetting. Very interesting lore about Flo as well. I didn't realize that if you swallow too much happiness, you end up getting addicted and basically brain fried. So when we saw that in the spicy scene, which if you want to peep the entire scene of that is on my Patreon, yeah, that was very interesting too. But no, I really love how the developer is shaping up the lore in this and the origin of the characters as well. I really like when things are explained and when I can dive into little bits here and there to discern the history and the little tidbits about what we're dealing with and the world at large. And I think being introduced by how entities work, how envoys work, and the existence of reverie this time, while a fear-based entity is slowly approaching us by visiting us in our dreams, has made this update particularly very interesting for me. The spiciness was nice, but the absolute lore drop in days 2 and 3 have been insane. But thank you so much for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And also, massive thank you to the developer Virus for giving me permission to cover day 3 early. I did make sure to ask them in DMs if this was okay, and they did say that this and future chapters were alright. So very grateful for that. I would also like to ask, if you are able to and would like to, I've linked the developer's Patreon down below in my description box as well. And if you support the creator, you actively get to support the development of this game, which I believe is very lovely because they work so hard on this. Anyway, thank you so much for being here as always, and until next time, take care.